Let's learn how to Tunisian purl stitch. Go ahead and grab a hook and some yarn and start off by chaining any number. I am personally chaining 10. Once you've made your chain, you're going to start by working into the second chain from the hook. But before we place our hook in that chain, we're going to place the working yarn in front of our hook and then place our hook into the chain. Now we are simply going to move the working yarn behind our hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Okay, let's do that again. Move the working yarn in front of your hook, place your hook into the next chain, move your working yarn to the back of your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. If you see those cute little horizontal bumps in the front, then you're on the right track. All right, let's work it together one more time. We are going to move our working yarn in front of our hook, place our hook into the next chain, move our working yarn behind our hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Okay, so go ahead and continue that across each chain until one chain remains. If you find that your hook is kind of getting stuck and you're not able to pull that loop up, it's most likely because your tension is too tight. To fix that, you can either pull your loops up a little higher or you can just use a larger hook. I'm coming up on my last chain, and on this last one, I'm going to place my hook under 2 loops, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And this is what the forward pass of row 1 should look like. You should have the same number of loops on your hook as chains made. So I chained 10, so I have 10 loops on my hook. For the return pass, you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll now yarn over, pull through 2 until 1 loop remains. And this is what the end of row 1 should look like. You have now created what are called vertical bars. All right, row 2 is pretty much the same thing. The only difference is where you're placing your hook. Instead of placing it in a chain, you will be going around each vertical bar. So because the first loop on your hook counts as the first stitch, find the second vertical bar, place your working yarn in front of your hook, and then place your hook from right to left, under and through the vertical bar. Place your working yarn behind your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Let me show you where to place your hook one more time. Move the working yarn in front of your hook. Place your hook from right to left, under and through the next vertical bar. Place your working yarn behind your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Go ahead and continue to do that in each vertical bar across until 1 vertical bar remains. All right, I'm coming up on my last stitch, and we are simply going to place our hook under the 2 side vertical bars, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And this is what your work should look like at the end of the forward pass for row 2. The return pass is going to be the exact same as last time. You are going to yarn over, pull through 1, and then the repeat is yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 until 1 loop remains. And this is what your work should look like at the end of row 2. You will now repeat row 2 until you reach your desired length. Once you reach that length, you will need to bind off those stitches. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. For this tutorial, I have reached the length that I want, and now I need to bind off each stitch. To do that, you are simply going to work your Tunisian purl stitch just like you have been. There's only one difference. After you pull the loop up, you're going to pull that loop that you just created through the loop on your hook. So when binding off, you will always only have 1 loop that stays on your hook. So continue to bind off each stitch on your last row until 1 vertical bar remains. I'm coming up on my last vertical bar, and I'm going to place my hook under the 2 side vertical bars, just like you have been doing. Pull up a loop, pull that loop through the loop on your hook, and then you're going to chain 1 and cut the yarn. And that's it. You now know how to Tunisian purl stitch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see any other tutorials from me, just let me know down in the comments below. I hope you have a great day and happy making!